Respect is not something you can demand or beg for. It's something you earn step by step through your actions and habits. But let's be brutally honest. Have you ever considered that you might be sabotaging your worth, diminishing the respect others have for you? Some habits seem harmless, even trivial. Still, they silently erode your self-value and leave you stuck in a cycle where being taken seriously feels like an unattainable dream. Face the truth. If you don't master yourself and live by strong principles, you will always be overlooked and underestimated. You'll be the one who's spoken over in meetings, ignored in relationships, or dismissed when you need to be heard the most. But this isn't the end of the road. It's the starting point for transformation. In this video, we'll uncover 7 toxic habits you must eliminate now and explore timeless lessons from Stoic philosophy to rebuild respect, starting with how you see yourself. Because when you act with integrity, discipline, and clarity, respect is no longer something you chase, it's something you command effortlessly. Here's your first step. Hit that like button and subscribe. Not for me, but for yourself. Because taking action is how change begins. Let's dive in and reclaim your dignity, your worth, and the respect you deserve. Number 1. Chasing approval from others. How often have you found yourself bending backward to hear a fleeting word of praise? How many times have you reshaped your decisions, your words, or even your values to fit someone else's expectations? This desperate chase for external validation doesn't just make you look weak, it makes you feel weak. Every time you give someone else the power to define your worth, you lose a piece of your identity. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "We love ourselves more than anyone else, yet care more about their opinions than our own." Think about the profound tragedy of that statement. You were born to walk your path, to carve out a life that reflects your unique values, yet here you are, handing over your sense of self to people who might not even care. Imagine the futility of building your life around applause. The people who cheer for you today may be silent tomorrow. Their opinions shift like the wind, and your worth, tied to their whims, is left dangling precariously. In seeking their approval, you create a prison of dependency where your happiness is held hostage by their fleeting judgments. Stoicism offers a way out. It challenges you to turn inward, to anchor your sense of worth in something unshakable, your principles. When you live in alignment with your values, you free yourself from the exhausting need to be validated by others. Instead of chasing their applause, you find fulfillment in the quiet satisfaction of living authentically. Here's the hard truth. Respect doesn't come from begging for recognition. It comes from showing, through your actions, that you are confident enough not to need it. Next time you catch yourself fishing for compliments or adjusting your behavior to please someone, pause and ask yourself, am I living for them or me? The solution is simple but not easy. Stop running toward validation. Start walking steadfastly toward self-respect. Replace the question, what will they think of me, with, am I proud of who I am? Because when you stop seeking approval, something incredible happens. You gain the respect not just of others, but most importantly, of yourself. And that is a power no one can take away. Number 2, complaining. The weakness we all loathe but often embody. Picture this. You're at a dinner party, seated next to someone who won't stop complaining. The food is too cold, the music's too loud, and the seating arrangement isn't quite right. At first, you try to be polite, nodding sympathetically. But as the evening drags on, their voice becomes an unbearable drone. You silently pray for an excuse to leave the table. Now, pause and ask yourself, have you ever been that person? Complaining is a habit so insidious that we often fail to recognize it in ourselves. When others do it, it's irritating, draining, and a clear sign of weakness. But when we do it, we justify it as venting or just being honest. Here's the harsh truth. Every time you complain, you're broadcasting to the world that you lack control over your circumstances, your emotions, and most importantly, yourself. Seneca put it bluntly, it is not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. Life is inherently messy, unfair, and unpredictable. Complaining doesn't change that. Instead, it magnifies the chaos, drawing attention to your inability to rise above it. Worse, it pushes people away. No one admires a complainer. They tolerate them, at best. Imagine you're at work, surrounded by colleagues, and a project deadline is looming. While everyone else is busy problem-solving, you voice your frustrations. This is so unfair. Why do we always get the impossible tasks? What do you think they'll remember? Your contribution or your negativity? Complaining is easy. It requires no effort, no courage, no resilience. It's the path of least resistance, a reflex that offers temporary relief at the cost of long-term respect. Stoicism challenges us to do better. Instead of complaining, focus on what you can control. If something's broken, fix it. If it's beyond your influence, accept it and move on. Here's a simple practice. The next time you're tempted to complain, pause. Ask yourself, will this change anything? Am I solving the problem or just indulging in negativity? Redirect that energy toward action. Because when you stop complaining, people notice. They see someone who faces challenges head-on, someone who can weather life's storms without falling apart. That's the kind of strength that commands respect. So the next time you encounter a complainer, let it serve as a mirror. Remember how draining it feels to listen to them, and make the choice not to be that person. Rise above the noise. Silence the complaints. Focus on solutions. That's how you earn the admiration of others and yourself. Number 3. Losing your temper. The legacy of anger. Think back to your childhood. Did you have a parent who would explode at the slightest inconvenience? Maybe it was your father, red-faced and yelling because you spilled a drink. Or your mother slamming doors when something didn't go her way. As a child, you didn't understand it, but you felt it. Fear, confusion, and eventually, distance. Their anger built a wall between you, brick by brick, until you stopped trying to reach over it. Now, ask yourself, have you become them? It's a painful realization, isn't it? You swore you'd never be like that, but then life happened. Deadlines at work, arguments with a partner, a driver cutting you off in traffic, and before you know it, you're raising your voice, slamming a table, or snapping at someone you care about. Epictetus reminds us, no man is free who is not master of himself. Anger is a chain that binds us, making us prisoners of our emotions. When you lose your temper, you're not in control. Your anger is. And the people around you, they see the cracks in your armor. They see weakness, not strength. Think of how a single outburst can undo years of trust. A father yelling at his son over a bad grade, not realizing the boy will carry that moment for years. A manager berating an employee, unaware that respect for their leadership just vanished. These moments leave scars, not only on others, but on ourselves. But here's the good news. You can break the cycle. You can choose not to let anger define you. The Stoics teach us that anger is not caused by external events, but by our interpretation of those events. When something goes wrong, ask yourself, is this worth my peace of mind? Will anger improve the situation? The answer is almost always no. Here's a practice. The next time you feel anger rising, pause. Take a deep breath, count to 5. Ask yourself, what would I want my child, my partner, or my team to remember about me in this moment? Choose calm, choose control, because when you master your emotions, you break the chains that held you captive. You become the parent, partner, or leader who inspires, not intimidates. And most importantly, you heal the wounds anger once created, both in others and within yourself. Don't let your temper build walls like the ones you grew up behind. Tear them down. Show strength through restraint, and watch as respect replaces the fear and distance that anger once brought. That's the power of true self-mastery. Number 4, making excuses. The sign of weakness, not strength. Excuses are easy. They slip off the tongue like oil, masking insecurity with a veneer of explanation. I was late because traffic was bad. I didn't follow through because I wasn't feeling well. Or the classic, if I had more time, I could have done better. At first glance, they seem harmless, even justified. But let's be honest, what do excuses reveal? Weakness. A lack of accountability. A mind that hasn't yet built the resilience to own its failures. Imagine a friend who's always making excuses. They never admit fault, always shifting the blame to circumstances or other people. How much do you trust them? How much respect do you feel for them? Now take a hard look in the mirror. Are you that friend? Marcus Aurelius cuts through the noise. Waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. Excuses waste energy. They keep you stuck in a loop of self-justification instead of pushing you toward growth. Excuses are also a sign of low emotional intelligence, EQ. They indicate an inability to face discomfort, to admit when you've fallen short. High EQ, on the other hand, is about self-awareness and accountability. It's about saying, yes, I made a mistake. Here's how I'll fix it. Let's be clear. Taking responsibility isn't about perfection, it's about strength. It takes courage to admit when you've failed, and even greater strength to learn from it. When you stop hiding behind excuses, you send a powerful message. I may falter, but I will rise. Here's how to break the habit. 1. Catch yourself in the act. The next time you're about to make an excuse, pause. Ask yourself, am I explaining or am I avoiding responsibility? 2. Own your mistakes. If you didn't prepare well for a meeting, don't blame the lack of time. Say, I didn't plan effectively, but I'll do better next time. This builds credibility and respect. 3. Shift to action. Instead of dwelling on why something didn't work, focus on what you can do differently, moving forward. Excuses keep you small. Responsibility makes you grow. And growth is what earns respect, not just from others, but from yourself. When you stop justifying your weaknesses, you free yourself to become stronger. No more hiding, no more deflecting. Just action, improvement, and the quiet confidence that comes from knowing you face life head-on, no matter the outcome. So stop wasting energy defending what you should have done. Start proving who you are capable of becoming. The world doesn't need your excuses, it needs your example. Number 5. Procrastination. The habit that silently destroys respect. Picture a sloth. Slow, deliberate, unbothered by the rush of life. Cute in a wildlife documentary, but imagine that sloth as your colleague or partner. Deadlines stretch endlessly because they haven't gotten around to it. Chores pile up because they'll do it tomorrow. Enthusiasm fades into irritation, and respect out the window. Now, replace the sloth with yourself. How often do you delay what needs to be done? Perhaps it's a work project, a heartfelt conversation, or even taking control of your health. You tell yourself, I'll start tomorrow. Yet tomorrow turns into next week, next month, or never. Seneca put it bluntly, while we waste our time hesitating and postponing, life is slipping away. Every moment spent procrastinating isn't just a delay, it's a lost opportunity to build trust, credibility, and momentum. Take, for example, the plague of soft addictions. You say you'll finish that report, but your phone beckons with endless scrolling. Just 5 minutes, you promise, yet an hour later, you're still watching cat videos and debating in comment sections. You think you're relaxing, but in reality, you're eroding your self-discipline and the respect others have for you. Procrastination sends a clear message: I can't be counted on. Whether you're late on a project, dodging responsibilities at home, or constantly deferring decisions, people notice, and over time, their confidence in you wanes. Breaking the cycle of delay. Here's the hard truth. The only way to overcome procrastination is to act. Not tomorrow. Not when you feel like it. Now. The Stoics believed that action was the antidote to stagnation. Every small step forward strengthens your discipline and rebuilds the trust you've lost, both in yourself and with others. Here's how to start. 1. Set a timer. Give yourself just 10 minutes to begin the task. Often the hardest part is starting. 2. Eliminate distractions. Put the phone away, close unnecessary tabs, and create an environment where focus comes naturally. 3. Prioritize momentum over perfection. Don't aim for flawless results, just aim to get things moving. Procrastination may feel harmless at the moment, but its long-term effects are corrosive. It chips away at your reputation, your relationships, and even your self-respect. So ask yourself, am I okay with others seeing me as unreliable? Am I okay with wasting my potential? If the answer is no, the solution is simple. Stop waiting. Act. Because every delay is a choice, and every action is a chance to reclaim your time, your credibility, and your life. Don't let your inner sloth dictate your future. Choose discipline. Choose action. And watch as respect flows back to you, not through words, but through the power of what you accomplish. Number 6. Gossiping or criticizing others. When you tear them down, you tear yourself down. Imagine this. You're sitting in a cafe with a friend and they start gossiping. Did you hear what Sarah did? She's so fake, and honestly, I don't know how anyone tolerates her. You nod politely, but a nagging thought creeps in. If they're saying this about Sarah, what do they say about me when I'm not around? The truth is, when you gossip or criticize others, it says more about you than it does about them. People don't hear your words and think, wow, they're insightful. They think, I hope I'm not next. Gossip and constant criticism create an air of distrust. Instead of drawing people closer, you push them away. Marcus Aurelius, the Stoic emperor, wisely observed, waste no more time arguing about what a good man should be. Be one. When you focus on others' flaws, you're not just wasting time, you're showing a lack of character. Strong, respectable individuals don't build their reputation by tearing others down. They do it by building themselves up. Think about it. Who would you rather follow or trust? Someone who uplifts, inspires, and focuses on solutions, or someone who's constantly pointing fingers and spreading negativity? Gossip might win attention at the moment, but it always comes at the cost of respect. Gossiping creates an invisible wall between you and the people you interact with. Colleagues may hesitate to confide in you, fearing their words will become tomorrow's scandal. Friends may grow distant, doubting your loyalty. Even strangers can sense the bitterness behind a judgmental tone. And let's not forget the damage it does to your own mindset. When you focus on others' flaws, you divert energy away from improving yourself. It becomes a vicious cycle. The more you criticize, the less time you spend growing, and the more insecure you become, feeding your need to gossip even more. To earn respect and build meaningful relationships, you must silence the urge to gossip. Here's how. 1. Shift your focus. When tempted to criticize, ask yourself, how can I use this time to grow instead? Redirect your energy into learning, working on your goals, or helping others. 2. Spread positivity. If you feel compelled to talk about someone, make it positive. Compliment their strengths or celebrate their achievements. 3. Pause before you speak. Ask yourself, will what I'm about to say elevate the conversation or drag it down? People admire those who rise above negativity. By refusing to gossip, you send a powerful message. I'm focused on what matters, my growth, my values, and my relationships. And when you do that, trust and respect naturally follow. So, the next time you're tempted to join a whispering circle, remember this. Gossip might make you feel powerful for a moment, but it weakens your character in the long run. True strength lies in your ability to rise above it. Be the person others trust to speak with integrity. Build relationships on respect, not rumor. Because in the end, what you say about others reflects who you are more than it ever will about them. Number 7. Neglecting yourself, the silent killer of respect. Let's not sugarcoat this. People judge appearances. They always have, from the ancient Roman forums to modern boardrooms. It's not just about vanity, it's about the message you send. When you neglect your hygiene, wear wrinkled clothes, or let your health slide, you're not just appearing disheveled, you're telling the world you don't value yourself. And if you don't value yourself, why should anyone else? Imagine you're sitting in a meeting and your colleague walks in late. Their shirt is untucked, their hair unkempt, and they smell faintly of stale coffee. Even before they speak, your mind has formed an impression. They're unprepared. They don't care. Now flip the script. Are people forming that same impression about you? Seneca, the Stoic philosopher, reminded us, learning and growth are lifelong tasks. This isn't just about intellectual or spiritual development, it's about the whole package. Your physical appearance, your health, your demeanor, all of it speaks volumes before you utter a word. The psychology of presentation. Humans are wired to respond positively to cleanliness, order, and vitality. It's why we're drawn to leaders who look composed and polished. It's not superficial, it's primal. A well-maintained appearance signals discipline, self-respect, and attention to detail. Neglecting these elements, on the other hand, sends the opposite message: laziness, indifference, and a lack of ambition. This doesn't mean you need to look like a runway model. It means showing the world that you care about yourself enough to put effort into your presentation. Neglecting yourself doesn't just erode respect from others, it chips away at your confidence. When you avoid investing in your health, hygiene, or skills, you're sending a subconscious message to yourself: I'm not worth the effort. Over time, this self-neglect becomes a downward spiral, making it even harder to regain respect. Stoicism teaches us to focus on what we can control, and there's no greater thing within our control than how we present and take care of ourselves. Here's how to start. 1. Hygiene is non-negotiable. Cleanliness is a mark of respect for yourself and others. A quick shower, neatly groomed hair, and fresh clothing go a long way. 2. Invest in your health. Exercise not only improves your appearance, but also boosts your energy and mood. A fit body is a testament to discipline. 3. Elevate your skills. Dedicate time to learning something new, whether it's a professional skill or a personal hobby. Growth signals vitality. 4. Dress with intention. You don't need expensive clothes, just clean, well-fitted, and appropriate attire that shows you respect the occasion and yourself. If you've let yourself go, it's not too late to change. Start small. Commit to one improvement each day, whether it's hitting the gym, learning a new skill, or just ironing your shirt before work. These small acts of self-care build momentum, creating a ripple effect that transforms not just how others see you, but how you see yourself. Because here's the truth. Respect starts with you. When you invest in yourself, you signal to the world and your mind that you are worth the effort. That's when respect becomes inevitable. So, take a look in the mirror. Are you projecting the best version of yourself? If not, it's time to change. Not for them, but for you. Because the greatest respect you can earn is the respect you have for yourself, and that begins the moment you decide you're worth investing in. Conclusion. Respect begins and ends with you. Respect is not a gift, nor is it something you can demand. It's a reflection of how you live, the habits you cultivate, and the standards you hold for yourself. Every action, every word, and every choice you make contributes to the respect you command. Whether it's eliminating the toxic habits we've discussed, mastering your emotions, or investing in your growth, the journey to earning respect starts from within. Remember Seneca's wisdom. Happiness and freedom begin with a clear understanding of one principle. Some things are within your control, and some things are not. What lies within your control? Your habits, your discipline, your mindset. When you take charge of these, respect follows naturally, both from others and most importantly from yourself. Now here's your challenge. Start today. Choose one habit to eliminate and one area to improve, and take the first step toward becoming the version of yourself you admire most. And if this message resonates with you, don't just let it fade into the background. Take action now. Hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video. Why? Because every small action signals to the world and yourself that you're ready to take control of your life. The path to respect isn't easy, but it's worth it. Let's walk it together. Today, you take the first step toward living with purpose, earning respect, and building a life that inspires admiration. It's your move. Make it count.